Tonight's Sabres game is brought to you by New Era Cap, the official cap of the Buffalo Sabres.
Well, our starting goaltenders are brought to you by Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop. Great tasting food, amazing prices, and the newest multi-millionaire in the NHL, signing a brand new contract with the New York Rangers, Henrik Lundqvist. And he will begin in goal to start earning all of that extra loot tonight. And at the other end, it's Ryan Miller right back in there again, attempting to secure a spot on the U.S. Olympic team, and he's certainly in the mix for that. Broadcast brought to you in HD by the new Stereo Advantage. Visit the new Stereo Advantage located on Worley Drive behind ECC North. Referees Gord Dwyer, Mike Hasenfratz, Scott Cherry, and Tim Nowak will be working the lines as we get it underway. And it's rifled off the boards through center, but deflected in, around into the corner. Kalinder chopped it on the wall. Ends up going back into the corner again. Kalinder tried to take out his man. Picked up by Nash, and he gives it away. Pass is sailed across ice and brought in over the line and tucked in deep by Myers. And Myers hustles back to get to the bench. Rangers get it around on the boards, but not out. Kept in by Buffalo, and right on is going to be held by Lundqvist on the face-off 32 seconds into the game.
Yeah, you're looking at Teddy Nolan's trying to get everybody involved early in this hockey game. They've had a few days off. They've had some great practices. They've been able to have an opportunity to work on some systems, implement them, offensive zone and defensive zone. So this will be a great opportunity to see how far and how much they learned on this time off.
Ott coming out to take the draw for Buffalo. Deep in Ranger territory. Nowak gets set to drop the puck. Between Ott and Dominic Moore. Back to the corner, chopped back around on the board. Stahl got it around behind his net. And it ends up coming to the blue line and is tapped out to center ice. Taken back by Leno, but he couldn't control it. The Rangers bringing it in and digging in wide is Moore with a shot that goes wide. Ott whacked at it, trying to get it out of there. Ott swings it up the middle. McBain works it over to Leno. Back to McBain again, hitting the Ranger line. McBain looking to get it in front of Leno. Oh, and he didn't shoot. He dumped it across ice. Back to the point. Ehrhoff's long shot. That doesn't get through. The Rangers send it to center. Buffalo breaking it up. Pass brought right back in again by Ott. Ott tried to drill it through the middle. That's picked off. And Richards in the other direction. Richards will get it in deep. Stahl stumbles and falls on his way to the bench. Swept around on the boards. Broken up there by Ennis, but he can't get it out. Now the pass up on the wing. Dragging free is Girgensons. Girgensons getting in over the line. He dropped it back, and Ennis can't control it. Swept back to the point. Long shot. That doesn't get through. And it's punched around behind the net. It goes to the corner again. Held in there by Pezic and dropped off along the boards, and now taken back to center ice by Moore. Moore will tuck it in deep. That'll slide around in behind the net and be brought back by Girgensons, who lost it in his own line. And the Rangers will keep it in to the point. The long shot blocked in front and is just tipped wide on the rebound. Rangers keeping it in and swung back to the point, comes all the way across ice. Girgensons hacked at it, failed to get it out. Pyatt keeping it in. Now they'll tip it back into the corner again. The Rangers put on the pressure in the Buffalo zone. Almost 2.5 minutes into this opening period. Weber knocked it free. That slides its way down the ice, but no icing. They're ruling it was deflected. And New York to go back and regroup with Foligno in there watching on the forecheck. Now the pass through the middle is deflected. Rick Nash racing after it, going around behind the Buffalo net. He got it out in front, but broken up by Foligno. Foligno sliding back to a comfort position behind his own goal. He'll whip it off the boards and get it through center, down the ice, and it's going to dribble just far enough for an icing.
Well, transition is going to be the key here when the Sabres get the puck. They're going to look to move up the ice as quick as possible. Nice play out of the corner. And you're going to see Buffalo jumping up. Jamie McBain, the D, actually getting up involved in the play, taking the puck all the way down and getting it to the net for an opportunity. But that's exactly what you're going to see a lot here tonight. 4 guys at least coming up the ice, but when they get the puck, look to get out of their zone really quick.
Callahan getting it back to the point. A long shot caromed off legs. Scott steered it to the boards. And Buffalo will come up with the puck and roll it to the blue line, but not out. Del Zotto shot right on, and Miller didn't see the rebound. But it was scared away to safety and now cleared up on the wing as far as center ice. McCormick was going to the bench. Rangers keeping it in. Richards racing after it in the corner. He dumped it in front off the skate. In behind the net, out in front. And fanning on it was Callahan. Pass coming back to center again. Stafford banks one in. But New York recovering. Del Zotto swings it off the boards. Doesn't get it out. Kept in by Hudson. He didn't get his shot away. Tap back to the point. Ehrhoff can control it, and it goes to center ice. Ehrhoff slipping it across to McBain. He got it up on the wing. Stafford takes a shot right on, and that's going to be held by Lundqvist. Long enough for a face-off, almost 4 minutes into the opening period.
Well, the Sabres got to be sharp with their puck movement. Drew Stafford tried a off-the-wall bank pass to Matty Mollison, trying to get in behind. You got to be careful. If that play's not there and you're not 100% in this neutral zone, hang on to it. Make something happen. Take it yourself. Don't try to force something that's not there, because the Rangers are very good picking off those passes, and they'll come back in just as quick.
Stahl cranks it off the boards to center ice. McCain rifles it off on the wing. And it's going to be Molson who will fire one on. They're on the boards again and tapped out to center, trying to come back. Dominic Moore, he couldn't control it. It's dumped in wide of the Buffalo goal. Miller get it to the boards, but not out. Back to the point. Deflected shot ends up behind the net on the stick of Ehrhoff, who gets it on to Stafford, out to center ice, but Molson couldn't flag it down. Rangers Boyle brings it back in. Never got his shot away. Chases after it in the corner. And he's bumped by McCain. Now it slides right beside the net, and Miller reaches out to grab a hold and hang on, and a whole lot of folks are doing a little bit of pushing and shoving, but that will end it.
Well, there's a lot of big bodies in front of that net right now. Boyle and Pyatt. Ryan was having a difficult time getting a handle on it. The Rangers did a nice cycle down low, hitting the man in the slot area, was Taylor Pyatt. And right there, Jamie McBain doesn't realize Taylor Pyatt's behind him. Eventually, when he does, he turns around, clears him out, does an excellent job allowing Miller to freeze the puck. But you see Stafford back there too, helping out.
Kreider in behind the Buffalo net, gets knocked down. It slides on into the corner, punch back to him again. Kreider behind the Sabre net, trying to work it out in front. Back to the point it comes. Held in there by McDonough. He steered it into the corner. Put right out in front of the net, and it's kept in by McDonough. Took his shot, deflected, knocked down as one off a leg in front of the net, and it's flipped ahead by Ott, but it's going to make it down, and the faceoff is going to result back in the Buffalo end again.
The Sabres are having difficulty in their own zone here with the Rangers rotating the puck into the outside. Just go play man-to-man. Go find your man, stand within a stick length from him, and that'll slow that rate down and prevent it from happening too much. They're just sort of staring at the puck here early, watching what the Rangers are do with it, then reacting.
Taken away by Weber. He got it off the boards, but not out. Brassard holding it in, and he gave it out. And Agostini can't get anywhere, but Ott will fire one in, and that's kicked to the side. Rolled off to Stroman in the corner. Stroman's pass through the middle. That missed everybody. It's going to come back and face off in the Ranger zone once more.
You see these long lead pass more and more here, and it seems as the game goes on, when guys start getting a little tired, where they're not able to come back in the zone, they start hanging out in the neutral zone, and those D are always looking for the long lead pass. It opens it right up, and if you can connect, boy, it looks nice, but in too many cases, it's not even close, and it gets called for the icing.
Yeah, the danger is a face-off deep in your own end. Here's Myers trying to cut in front of the net. That is rattled wide by Adam. It's back behind the net again. Adams steered it along the boards. Sabres keeping it alive. Myers pinches, trying to hold it in there. They jam along the wall. Myers knocked it free, but can't control it. And it finally rolls to the blue line and out to center. Jurgensen's taking a whack at it. Hagelin couldn't get anywhere. Brought in now by Ennis. Deep for Jurgensen's in the corner. Jurgensen bumping in with Stralman. Stralman digs it free and starts out to center ice. But he left it there to Hagelin, up to Stralman again. He ran into the linesman. Sabres bringing it right back again. Pass banked off the boards. Ennis got tripped up, and here's a penalty coming up here to Hagelin. He doesn't have far to go. He's right by the circle between the penalty boxes. 13:58 remaining. We're in the first period from downtown Buffalo. No score. the Ford dealers of Western New York replay, brought to you by the Ford F-150 with EcoBoost, built Ford tough.
Well, Carl Hagelin's in the box right here. There's Ennis coming across. Hagelin's going to stick out his backside, catch him, knock him to the ice. He's in the box for interference. And just before this, right on the draw, Tyler Myers gets the puck, realizes there's nothing, he hangs on to it, takes it down low on his off wing. Just nice pass out front. It just wasn't laying quite flat enough when Luke Adam got it, and he put it up over the net. But a nice effort by that man right there, jumping in, making something out of nothing.
Buffalo trying to take advantage of the first power play of the game. Rangers, however, will get it around into the corner, but not out. Now it's broken up, came back to the blue line, held in by Ehrhoff. Swings it across ice, tucked back into the corner again. Work it around on the boards. McDonough slaps away at it and dribbles in behind the net. Finally, the Rangers come up with it and send it down the ice. The Sabres power play brought to you by New Wave Energy. Visit nwaveenergy.com to join the power behind the Buffalo Sabres. Use offer codes SABRES. Ehrhoff gaining center. He'll tap it in over the line. Stafford kicks at it, can't control it, and it's nudged out to center ice, and Callahan racing after it. Callahan in over the line, tried the contra, dropped it back. Zuccarello goes around behind the net. Zuccarello trying to come up with it again, gets knocked down. He got it out in front, but it's going to end up back at center ice. Stahl slips it across, and it's fired through the middle by Delzato, right on Miller. And he'll hang on to it with a minute remaining in the Buffalo power play. Myers getting it to center, flipped it up on the wing, deflected in. Agostini knocked it around behind the net. Chipped back along the boards again. Rolled free, but intercepted by New York and sent back down the ice. Now picked up by McBain. Kane got it over on the wing. Drifting in over the line, Leno to Myers. Back to Leno again. Leno hanging on to it. Back to Myers. Myers doesn't shoot on the other side. And the shot is blocked. Back it comes to Myers. He cleared it into the corner. Back to Myers. Unloads one. Didn't get through. Rangers don't get it out. Myers keeping it in. And now he's recovered by New York and fired down the ice by McDonough. Only 5 seconds remaining in the penalty. And after it's Stepan, he got it around behind the net. It's tapped into the corner for Derek Moore. Recovered by Buffalo. Rangers are back at full strength. Less than 12 minutes to go here in the opening period. Fired up the middle and tapped back into Ranger territory. Gergenson's racing after it. Shakes off a hook. He got it around on the boards as Kreider got a piece of it. Back out to center ice. Stepan getting it over the line, but stolen away by Weber. He took a stiff jolt in behind the net. Adam takes it back, does not get it out. Rangers keeping it in, rolling it back into the corner for Stepan. He takes a hit along the boards, and Buffalo to flip it free and roll it across to Pezic. Pezic got it in over the line, leaving it there. Ennis trying to get away in the corner. He gets knocked down by Delzato. Rangers recovering and getting it out to center ice again. Kalinder fires it across ice to Pezic. Pezic looks ahead with a pass that went off a skate. Scott taps it back into his own zone. Brought on to center by Kalinder. He flipped it in over the line, and Scott is going to be called on the offside. Stay tuned for the Karuba Collision coming up later in the game. Head to Sabres.com to vote for the Karuba Collision of the Year, and you'll have a chance then to win season tickets for next year. Face off, they're going to bring back right to center ice. Scott tying up Zuccarello. And it's drilled in by Myers. That goes to the corner. Foligno trying to pick it free. Foligno sends it around, but too far for McCormick. Back around on the boards again. Rangers trying to get it out. Myers moving up to keep it in there. Scott flipped it. The Rangers will break it up and get it on to center ice to Richards. Richards to the Buffalo line. Drips it in over the line to Zuccarello. He goes to the corner, and Kalinder whacked it away from him, came back to the point, and ends up going off the glass and into the mesh and out of play.
The Sabres need a little better puck control in their own zone here. They've got to hang on to this puck, make that first pass, get out of their zone a little cleaner. They're coming back. And I think guys are a little too slow getting to their positions. The D are picking up the puck, and they got nowhere to go with it. So they're looking over their shoulder. They're being forced by the Rangers. They got nowhere to go. The forwards got to get back a little quicker, get in their position, and give the D an out.
Now Buffalo breaking it up with a pass to center for Stafford. He shakes off a hook, gets it in over the line, builds it across ice right in front of the net. Oh, and a shot by Hodgson and foiled. Hodgson picks it up again, got it out in front, and back to Hodgson. Another shot right on the rebound. That just went wide. Get back into the corner. Stafford battling for it with Stahl. Got it in behind the net. Rangers break it up, but it's kept in there by Buffalo. And McBain, he got it back into the corner and taken away now by the Rangers and rolled out to center ice. McBain whacking away at it. Finally chipped it back to the Ranger blue line. That's recovered and rolled across ice by Brassard. Buffalo in the midst of a change. Rangers switching up as well. 9.5 to go here in this opening period. Deflected in around behind the Buffalo net. Miller is there to get it around on the boards. Ott can't get it out. Nash keeping it in. The Sabres get it back again up to Ott. Ott chips it to center. Banked back in the other direction by Dan Girardi and fed in deep. Miller tapped it behind the net. Ehrhoff got it around on the boards. It's picked up and brought back to center ice. Leno slipping it in over the line. Agostini turning. He rolled it back to the point. Kept in by Buffalo with a long shot. That went off a leg. Ott keeps it in. There to the cross ice again. Pezic a shot. That went off a leg in front of the net. Banked off the boards, but not out. Buffalo holding it in. Now finally Girardi gets a hold of it and knocks it to the blue line and out to center. Nash trying to get away. Flipped it in on his way to the bench. Buffalo regrouping, going back after it. Pezic. They'll slide it off into the corner. A pass up ahead to Girgensons. Girgensson is taken out by Del Zotto. And it's worked across ice, and John Moore gets it on to center. Brought into Buffalo territory, back to the point to Moore with a blast that goes off a skate wide of the net. Del Zotto bounced around behind the goal. Chasing after it is Dominic Moore, trying to get it in front. That's broken up and it's deflected onto center ice. Ferguson's trying to catch up with it, but then he loses control. It's rolled to the blue line, tapped back to center again. Boyle drops it off in his own end. Moore sliding across for Del Zotto. He gets it up in the wing, and Dominic Moore will deflect it in. Hooked in behind the goal. Kalinger got it around to Foligno. He's challenged in the corner, but McCormick didn't get it out. Rangers holding it in. That shot will go in wide of the net, and McCormick is there to take it away again. McCormick flips it high in the air to center ice. He knocked down right there and dribbles back inside Ranger territory to Stahl. Stahl accepts a return pass and gets it up on the wing to Zuccarello. He takes a shot. Miller will flag it down and hang on to it with 7:22 remaining in the opening period from downtown Buffalo, and the Rangers and Sabres, nothing.
There's no score with 7:22 left in the first period. The New York Rangers killing a penalty. Very aggressive all night long so far on the first penalty. Look at two guys in the zone. You're going to watch. Two of them set up. Normally, there's one guy in deep, one around the blue line, and then your two guys back in a T formation. No, they stay in a box all the way down the ice. Makes it very difficult for the Sabres to pick their way up the ice. But once they do get in the zone, nice job here by Cody Hodgson getting the puck, grabbing onto it, trying to go to his backhand here, but they just took time and space away from him. Henrik and Lundqvist is able to make that first initial save.
And the Rangers keeping it in the Buffalo end, back to the point. Long shot, dribble beside the net, and it's going to be covered up by Miller and Callahan and Ehrhoff, and then Molson comes over to act as peacemaker.
Well, the Rangers, they're going to try to get to the net here as much as possible. Callahan, you just seen it right there. He's driving through, and he's willing to pay the price. And just before the break, Zuccarello was the other guy in front of the net along with Callahan. Not a very big guy, but he's going to get himself in position and try to do what he can do to make it difficult on Ryan.
McConaughey works his way into the corner, trying to flip it out in front of the net, gets it back again, dishes it around to Callahan. He gave it away. Stafford gaining center. Stafford shaking off the check of Richards, and he slides it in deep. Hodgson attempting to steal it back again. Rangers get it off the glass and out to center ice to Richards. Richards gaining the Buffalo line. Richards takes a look at the shot. It's deflected wide. Goes back into the corner again. Huntsman behind the net. Now it goes to Richards. Richards to Zuccarello. Zuccarello spinning around in the corner trying to get away. He fed it in front, went all the way across ice. Got back to the point. Richards has it again. Richards dumps it right in front of the net. That's broken up. Cleared on to center ice. Sabres starting back again. Molson in over the line to Stafford. Stafford hangs on to it. Put it in front of the net. Went all the way to Hodgson in the corner. Hodgson's pass back to Pezic. He faked it. Then he took his shot. That's kicked away by Lundqvist. The rebound is chopped off into the corner. Girardi throws it around on the boards. Molson trying to come up with it, but Richards will get it out to center. Buffalo getting it back again. In over the line is Leno. Took his shot. And he fired it wide. That comes around on the wall. Brassard couldn't get it out. Back to the point. Held in there by Weber. Weber spins it around behind the Ranger net. Tipped by McDonough to the corner. Kept in front of the net. Here's the shot right in front of the net. D'Agostini. And he got back down before he could get his shot away. Pezic holding it in. Pezic wheels it back to the point. Kept in there by Ott. Now to Weber. Weber's shot. That just went wide. D'Agostini battling behind the net. Trying to get away. He swings it back to the point. Worked over to Pezic again. Pezic back to Weber. His long shot doesn't get through. Knocked down in the corner. Jammed around on the boards. And out of play at the Ranger bench. 5:14 remaining and some shoving going on in the corner as Ott retaliates on behalf of his teammate. Pitcher Maintenance, trust in the Vinyl Outlet, the official fence and deck installer of the Buffalo Sabres.
Well, the Vinyl Outlet top D, the Rangers allowed 2 goals or less in 18 of their 28 games this season. That ties them to third most in the NHL. Allowed only 11 goals in the last 22 road games. 9 road wins, tied most in the Eastern Conference with Detroit.
Ennis is over at the Buffalo bench. He's lobbying for a new stick. Somebody's going to have to get out there because they're ready to drop the puck.
Now, the problem is the little strap that holds his chin strap on, the little plastic piece is broke.
Well, then he's going to have to go and have that dealt with on the bench. And means McCormick will come out for Buffalo.
Georgie Babcock doing what he can do there. He's a magician. He'll make it happen fast.
In a hurry. Whipped up on the wing to the blue line, but not out. McCormick came over and filled in his man on the boards. Held in by Buffalo, and it ends up on the Ranger bench.
It's a great feeling when the Sabres win.
Last year, we won over 2,000 cases for our clients. So if you need help, give us a call.
They're saying that puck deflected off one of the Ranger players when Tyler threw it across. Good break for the Sabres. That draw goes back down deep into the Ranger zone.
So Adam is going to take the face-off. Ennis came off the bench, and he replaces McCormick. But Rangers come up with it, and it's brought on to center by Strowman. Strowman will ease it in around behind the Buffalo net. Miller slides it into the corner to Myers. Got it up in the wing, off Stahl, and out to center. And jammed back in the other direction. Finally fed in deep by Dominic Moore, but recovered by Buffalo off the boards and out to center, where it's picked up and brought back in by Ennis. Ennis then dumps it off, but it's going to be whistled down on the offside.
Now, when you get those opportunities going up the ice in an outnumbered situation, you can't make the mistake by going outside. You got to make sure you stay on and give the guy with the puck the opportunity to do what he thinks he needs to do to make it happen. Right there, just a little too quick coming down the wing.
Drifted to the Buffalo blue line, knocked down, but kept in by the Rangers. Backhand, it just goes wide. All the way back to Girardi. Girardi holding it in, slips it behind the net. But Kreider trying to get it out in front. And McBain battling with him in the corner. Now it's speared around on the boards and kicked free by Hudson. He tries to get it out. He doesn't have a stick. His stick is on the other side of the ice. McDonough takes a shot. That's blocked. Goes to the corner. McDonough picks it up again. And gets around behind the Buffalo net, working his way back into the corner, trying to flip it in front of the goal. Hacked away by McBain, worked up on the wing, and away goes Stafford. Stafford to the Ranger line. He's all by himself. He dishes it in and heads to the bench. That flipped around to McDonough, who got it off the boards, and Callahan gets rid of it to center. Weber to Pezic. Pezic got it up on the wing and helped right back in by Ott. Back to the corner, D'Agostini spears it free. Ott steps into Girardi. Rolled around into the corner again. Leno can't control it. And the referee gets wiped out, and now it's dropped back to center ice and cleared in by John Moore. Goes to the corner. Weber got it around the board. Zuccarello keeping it in. Back to the point. Moore with a shot. Kicked away the rebound. Looked back into the corner. Came in front of the net. And it slipped back into the corner again. Held in by the Rangers. Back to the point from Richards. His shot misses. Around on the boards. D'Agostini flipped it ahead. And got it on to center. And a pass comes across ice and it's chipped on in by Leno. Both teams are making changes. Delzato back behind the net to get away from Scott. Delzato leading the rush back for New York. He hits the line offside as Hagelin got in there too early.
Well, the Rangers once again have had some good pressure down low. And they've got the puck to the net. In this case, it doesn't actually get to the net. Blocked by Callahan there. And another one, Ryan wasn't able to get his glove on him. Sorry, but he was able to clear the second opportunity with his stick.
Turning is Stralman, who slips it across ice. The pass goes through center. Myers knocks it down, gets it up ahead. Foligno clearing it in. Myers goes racing in after it, and Lundqvist must cover up. 2.5 to go here in the opening period from First Niagara Center.
He hit his head up and realized that Tyler Myers had got in behind everybody. So he makes the right decision and he freezes that puck. Gives him an opportunity to make a change here for the faceoff. 2.5 minutes left in this first period. He does not want to give anything up at this point.
And Hudson will take that faceoff for Buffalo against Dominic Moore, who for a time, a brief period of time, wore a Sabres uniform. Back to the point, kept in by the Sabres. Now banks out to center ice. And it's going to be an offside as Molson picked it up. And they'll bring it out again in the neutral zone. Stay up to date on roster moves. Find out what the coach is thinking every week on WGR. Join Ted Nolan Tuesday mornings at 8 with Howard and Jeremy on the home of the Buffalo Sabres, WGR Sports Radio 550. Slithers right back to Lundqvist, and he'll leave it for McDonough. McDonough sending it through the middle. Brought in over the line. There's Nash back and scores! Nash dragged it back and tucked it in to the side of the post, and the Rangers take a 1-0 lead.
Now that's Vidic. Rick Nash right there. Flying up the wing. He's able to get this pass, but look at this. His long reach. He comes across, Ryan Miller's coming with him, and look at that, he reaches right back and he's able to put it between the foot of Ryan Miller and the post. Perfect place. But Ryan takes him right across, does all he can do, but that long reach just gained him that probably 2 or 3 more feet that he was able to take it back across, and Ryan wasn't able to get a piece of it.
Oh, Nash puts the Rangers in front. Rolled around into the corner. Adam hacked at it, didn't get it out, but it's bumped ahead to the blue line and rolled out to center. Ripped right back in again by Callahan. Whoops, right into the Buffalo bench area.
Now the Sabres here, a minute 54 in this first period. You know, we always say you got to get the puck in the offensive zone before you're going to make anything happen. They haven't spent near enough time in the Rangers zone here so far in this first period. They've generated 7 shots, but they haven't been good ones to this point.
All the Rangers have. Ennis trying to steal it away in the corner. It's tapped back to the blue line and kept in by Stralman. Now rolled free. Kane tipped it ahead and scooped up in the air and down the ice. Girgensons racing after it, but Stahl gets there first. Stahl will leave it behind the net, and he gets finished off by Girgensons. Rangers bringing it back again, up to Hagelin and over the line. He takes a shot. Miller kicks it away, the rebound. Chipped in wide of the net. Goes right out in front of the net again, comes back to the point. Swept over for Del Zotto. He feeds it into Hagelin. Hagelin is checked in behind the net, chasing after it again. Tied up by Air off in the corner. Buffalo will try and get it out and do by working it on to center ice. Long given by Adam with a minute remaining in the period. Del Zotto saunters back after it for the Rangers. And brings it up with a pass up on the wing to John Moore. That goes to Weber, who drops it off in the corner. Flipped ahead and inside Ranger territory, no icing. Lundqvist tracks it back there for Del Zotto. Got it around on the boards and flipped free and out to center ice by Pouliot. Sabres break it out, dump it back in the other direction. And it's cleared ahead and brought in over the line by Boyle, and he got leveled hard by Pezic. Back out to center, the pass across ice to Pezic, and he gets checked at center. Dominic Moore works it off, and a shot by Boyle right on. Miller steered it away. And in behind the net. Moore trying to keep it in for the Rangers. They bounce it around on the boards, kick free in the corner. Pouliot gets knocked down as the period comes to an end.
Well, not a great period for the Sabres. Spent a little too much time in their own zone. They got to reverse that role. Start getting in the offensive zone, create some chances. But I think a little too much standing and watching. They got to start being a little more aggressive.
Rangers the edge in shots on goal, 9-7, but it was one of those shots that counted and puts New York in the lead. The only one that went into the net. All right, and almost ready to go at the second period of play from downtown Buffalo, New York. Kicked free at center ice and spun back and now dumped in by McDonald. Right on, and Miller's going to hang on to it.
Well, as Duffer said, they got to make sure when they have opportunities, the Sabres, that is.
Passes, right? Too many passes.
Yeah, they look for that perfect play. And when you're struggling scoring like that, sometimes you force a little too much. Instead of start being a little greedy. Every guy gets a little greedy, taking a few more shots, and it'll open it up.
Rangers trying to keep it in, but it's broken up, and Molson sends it on to center ice. Hooked in over the line. And around behind the net for Girardi, with his pocket picked by Hudson, but it's taken away by the Rangers and brought out by Stefan. His long pass is knocked in over the line. It's going to go to Miller, who will send it off into the corner. Myers kicks it along the boards, trying to get it out of there. Rolled free and recovered, and Buffalo will get a chance now. Turning is Tallinder. Tallinder slips it ahead, helped on in by Ott, fresh off the bench. Rangers getting it back with a pass that's going to bounce and go all the way to Miller. Now rifle around the boards, but not out. Another chance for Buffalo to swing it ahead and out to center. Callahan feeding it back in again. Flipped ahead for D'Agostini. He took it out of the air with his hand and dumps it all the way in. Ott chipping it behind the net. Rolls back into the corner. Leno trying to steal it away. Comes to the blue line and is kept in by Buffalo and now bounces right beside the net. And it's going to be grabbed and held by Lundqvist.
I spoke to Temple Noonan in between periods. He said turnovers in that first period really hurt his hockey team. He said they need to get the pucks deep. They got to get down there and they got to work it in the offensive zone. He says New York always looks to block that shot. They got to figure a way to get it through. And he says they collapse real strong. So what that means is when they're in the offensive zone, the forwards for the Rangers come right down low towards the net. That's leaving the points wide out. They got to start looking for it.
Rangers getting it off the boards, but not out. Pouliot unable to get it out. It's chip free. Pouliot got it to the blue line. Held in with Weber's shot that goes off the leg. Chipped by Girgensons around on the wall. Sabres industrious in the corner, trying to knock it free, but it goes behind the net. Adam couldn't catch up with it. Taken back by Dominic Moore. He got it around on the boards. Not out. Boyle finally flipped it to center. Girgensons attempting to chip it back in, but it's carried on by Dominic Moore, getting it over the line. And Miller will feed it off into the corner. Slides around behind the net. Whoa, and Weber buried Moore. Now goes back into the corner again. Moore and Weber still going at it. And it's poked free along the boards. Now slipped around behind the net. Here's Weber and Moore. They're still going at it back in front of Miller. And they break it up, and the officials don't call anything. And now it's going to be called. And here's Moore now and Weber, and they're getting serious. And then Pezic gets in as a peacemaker, I think.
I don't think Dominic Moore is going to get too serious about dropping his gloves and getting in a fight.
Well, he was pretty aggressive.
Yeah, he was. But you've seen those gloves, they're pretty much glued to his hands there, because Mike Weber nails him behind the net. Clean check, no problems. He gets up, doesn't like it. But as he gives it to Mike Weber just continues to give it back. And I think Dominic Moore was probably pretty lucky here in this situation, because he was the one being the aggressor the whole time. And the referee was watching. Mike Weber did a nice job maintaining his composure and not getting sucked into a penalty.
In fact, it went on so long, it's pretty much amazing there wasn't a penalty called to somebody, or both of them. Hudson wins the draw, getting it back to the point. It's knocked down, kept in there by Molson. Molson spins it towards the net, and it's McDonough who gets it up on the wing and down the ice. And it'll be whistled down on an icing.
We'll take a look at some of the work Tyler Myers has done here tonight. First of all, right off the draw, jumping in, trying to make something happen offensively on the half wing. Gets it out to Luke Adam. He's not able to handle that puck, but right here, nice defensive play, getting the stick down on the ice, preventing that puck to getting to the player in front. And right here is finishing his check down low, clean, keeping his stick down, and not taking a penalty. Nice job.
McDonough gets it down the ice again, and another icing call against the Rangers. Now, 2 face-offs within about 7 seconds.
Yeah, the only problem here, Tyler Myers going back and getting those pucks all the time.
Tuckered out. Huh?
Yeah, wearing him down a little bit here. He's done a nice job. He's getting up, he's playing within his means, trying not to do too much, but he's just sort of expanding that role each and every night as his confidence grows.
Ott in the corner, pumping with McDonough. Rolled around on the boards. They'll help poke it free, but it's broken up, and the Rangers will bring it back again. Stuffed in over the line by Pyatt. Agostini can't come up with it. Pyatt clear right to the goal crease. And across ice. Now Leno getting it back. Trying to pull away from his man in the corner. Shoveled it ahead. Kalinder comes to center. Got it in over the line. Left there to Leno. Leno can't find anybody. Back to the point it comes. McBain takes his shot. Lundqvist making the save. Kept in to McBain again. McBain rifles it along the boards. Tucked into the corner to Leno. Leno back to D'Agostini. Leaves it for Leno. Leno hangs onto it. Leno still with it. Back to the point. Long shot doesn't get through. Ott back to the point again. Cross ice it comes to Leno. Leno turning and sending it in deep. That goes all the way to Ehrhoff, who missed it in the corner, and Ott's pass is picked off, and the Rangers will bring it back, but Hagelin just steering it in. He wants to get to the bench. 4 minutes gone here in the second period. Pass up the middle is brought away by Girgensons. Girgensons in over the line, trying to pull his way into the corner. Gets cut off by Strowman. Adam trying to push it free on the boards, but it's rolled around on the wall. Kept in by Ehrhoff. Back into the corner again. Girgensons battling for it. He loses control. And it comes off the skate and is recovered by the Rangers and dished out to center. Nash with a pass that doesn't connect. And then a shot taken by Kreider that goes wide. Came right out in front of the net. The shot right on, and Miller will make a save and hang on to it. Sabres fans, log on to Sabres.com and sign up to become a Sabres insider for your chance to win a 51-inch Samsung Plasma HD TV, courtesy of Stereo Advantage.
Rick Nash stepped into another one there right in the high slot. Ryan Miller was able to make the save in the chest area, kept the puck down, but another little turnover, a little air pass coming up through the middle. And Rick Nash is able to step right into it. Got an excellent shot from out high.
Here's a penalty coming up here to Buffalo as Zuccarello went down. And the Rangers are going to find themselves on the power play 4 minutes and 34 seconds into this second period. And Pysyk will make his way up.
Well, Pysyk right here, number 3, going into the corner. Well, Zuccarello just kind of uses his stick, taps him a few times. It's almost like he lost his footing. Not so much being tripped, but nevertheless, he's in the box.
Well, the Rangers will try and build on their 1-0 lead. Flipped on into the corner. Stepan can't control it. Went around behind the net. Back to the point. McDonough keeping it in. Rangers trying to put the pressure on. McDonough waits for the pass. Gets it again. Cross ice to Richards. Richards, top of the circle, goes to the hash marks. Sending it back to McDonough. McDonough hooks it over on the other side. Now to Richards. Richards doesn't shoot. Got it across ice. Back to McDonough. He doesn't shoot. Cleared off to the forwards. And jammed back into the corner. Myers tried to take out his man. Around on the wall. Richards holding it in. Tipped back to the point. McDonough doesn't shoot. To the other side. The shot is right on. And it's slapped off the boards, but not out. Richards keeping it in. Got it into the slot area. Nash with a shot, and that caromed off the leg and out to center. 2-on-1. Buffalo coming back. Foligno went over the line. Foligno in front. He's trying to get it back to Watts. It's rolled back into the corner. Sent on to center. Richards gives it to Callahan. He blasts one that goes wide of the net. Tipped around into the corner again. Now it pops free, and it's going to be sailed down the ice. The Sabres penalty kill brought to you by Napa. Napa has the know-how. 42 seconds remaining in the power play for New York. Zuccarello gets it over the line, and Callahan right in the goal crease. And Miller spalls and makes the save. Now it's punched around on the boards, but Girardi keeping it in. He gets it across ice. Delzato back to Girardi with a screen shot. And hit a leg in front. Rangers keeping it in. Brassard doesn't shoot. Now he does. That went off a leg right in front of the net. That spun wide and goes to the corner. Stafford trying to hack it out. Can't do it. In behind the net. Dropped off beside the net. Back to Girardi. Girardi works it off to Brassard. Brassard feeding it in beside the goal. Out in front. Callahan knocked it wide. And it's whacked around behind the net again. Buffalo back in full strength. And play is finally called. And now some extra shoving going on. Callahan getting involved along with Weber. 13:21 to go here in the second period. The Rangers 1-0. The official copier company of the Buffalo Sabres, Toshiba Business Solutions, your leader in document management.
The Sabres had a great opportunity. Shorthanded here. Steve Ott moves the puck to Foligno. Take this shot. The defense spotted. He was allowing you the lane to Lundqvist. He tried to pass across, and it was not successful. Coming back the other way. Nice pass by Zuccarello to Callahan. Callahan tries going back over to Brassard. One too many passes and allows the Sabres to break it up. And then right at the end of this shift, Mike Weber, along with Callahan. First he takes Brassard down, and then he goes at Callahan. He works him and works him. Being very aggressive and leaning on the big guys for this New York Rangers team.
The Rangers getting it in front of the net. Miller makes the save, and Myers takes it away. Got it up on the wing. It's rolled out to the blue line, outside the line and back in. Called on the offside.
Now you get back the way Mike Weber in front of the net there, working on Callahan and Brassard and these guys. That's what you have to do. You lean on and make it very difficult while they're in front of the net. Sometimes they'll second guess going there, or they'll take a different route sometimes, which will help you. But if he continues to lean like that, not take the penalties, but be very hard on them, it pays dividends.
Earhart. Cross ice pass, rolled on into the corner. Around on the boards, up to Boyle. Boyle bumping with D'Agostini. D'Agostini got it on into the corner. Moore bothering Leno, and it's cleared ahead and rolled out to center ice. Back in the other direction. Left there and brought back in over the line. D'Agostini tried to get it across ice. McCain slapped it around to D'Agostini. He holds it in there. Working it to Leno. Leno gets knocked down behind the net. Rangers will get it out again with a pass that comes to center for Delzato. He got checked right at the blue line. Offside is the call. And Pouliot and Ott bump into one another just as the whistle wins.
Blue Cross Blue Shield values our members by giving a 10% discount at the Sabres store. Just show your ID card. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Western New York. Healthy changes everything.
They'll drop it outside the Buffalo line. Girardi tapped it ahead. Got in over the line by Kreider. He has to chase after it in the corner as he bumps the Peasant. And then Kreider again, taken out by Weber. Knocked down by Adam. Adam swings it out over the line. Dumped back in by Girardi. The Rangers tag up. Peasant steers it back into the corner. Buffalo trying to get it out. Ennis got it ahead, and it's flipped up to center ice. Girardi banks it off the boards. That gets as far as center ice as Weber comes over, and he takes down another Ranger. This time it was Stepan. Now Weber hooking it high in the air up the center. Girardi gloves it ahead. That's going to be whistled down. That's a hand pass, clearly. Boy, has Weber ever been
he's
aggressive tonight.
You're right, RJ. He is all over the ice, and he's stepping up. Right there, he had the confidence to step up, go for the look of the big hit, and make contact. And he was able to do it because the forwards are coming back. They were supporting him and filling in his position to buy time for him to get back in the zone. But that's what you do, read off each other, because you want your D stepping up like that. You want them sending the message. So they start second guess as they're coming down the ice. What's he going to do? Is he going to back off?
Strowman gains the Buffalo line and over and takes a shot, and Miller got an arm on that. Scott knocks it down, punches it back in behind his net. Left there for Kalinder. Got it up on the wing to center ice. Foligno trying to get away. Gets it over the line. Here's Foligno walking in on goal. Couldn't get his shot away, and it goes wide of the net. Scott keeping it in for Buffalo. Cleared it right beside the net. Foligno's backhand came in front. Another whack at it, and it goes back into the corner. Scott holding it in to the point to Kalinder. Kalinder rifles it around behind the goal. Myers moves up to hold it in there. Got it into Scott again, off his stick. Chipped around to the boards. Kalinder holding it in. Now to Myers. Myers took a shot. That's blocked. Kalinder holds it in again, but it goes to center ice. And I think they're going to rule it a hand pass. And the face-off will be outside the Ranger line.
Well, Marcus Foligno taking this puck with authority to the net. He had John Scott all set up on the far side, but he decided to take it himself here. He gets good position, starts cutting into the middle. Does a nice job, but he just loses it at the last second. But this is what you want to see out of Marcus Foligno. Taking the puck, driving to the net, and trying to make things happen that way. And a good job by Johnny Scott getting himself in a position where he could have got the puck.
Ehrhoff firing one in. McDonough slips it out in front of the net. It's cleared to the blue line, but not out. Kept in there by Bain. That goes high as it deflects. And out of play into the mesh.
Hey, you talk about your fourth line. You need them for momentum. You got to make sure they're good defensively. Right there, that line with Foligno, McCormick, Scott went out there, got some good offensive zone time, got Rangers backed off a little bit, and did exactly what was expected of them.
10.5 to go here in the second period. McDonough steers it up on the wing to Boyle. Boyle gaining the line, taps it over, a long shot, misses, and is shoveled along the boards, but not out. Olsen couldn't get it out. Now Ehrhoff drips it ahead, and it goes to center ice. Poked free and brought back by Stafford. Stafford looking for somebody to give it away to. He got away from Girardi's check, but it's recovered by Boyle. Right in front of his own net. He clears it off the boards and out to center. Ehrhoff takes it back. Working it back, and now accepts a return pass and hits center ice. Ehrhoff in over the line, and he took the legs out from under Hodgson as he did so, and that results in an offside with 9:46 remaining here in this second period. 1-0 Rangers.
Sabres trail the Rangers 1-0 here with 9:46 left in the second period. Our Hyundai leader, we're looking at the NHL rookie scoring. New York's Chris Kreider, 10 assists, 16 points, both tied for second in the NHL. 3 goals Saturday night versus Van Coonley, only the third Ranger rookie in the last 20 years to record a hat trick so far tonight. The young man's got 3 hits, and he's a +1.
And his team is leading by a score of 1-0. Weber will steer it in. Lundqvist celebrating his new contract, flipped it back behind the net. And it's going to be dished ahead and whipped out to center. Misses everybody. Coming back, I see. And Kreider is complaining about it. He's saying he didn't think so.
Back to Lundqvist's contract, I think I would still be celebrating
Yeah, well, I suppose.
for quite some time.
Yeah, it's safe to say that that's what you call a lifetime deal, huh?
Yeah, it's amazing. He's done it.
Maybe 2 or 3 lifetimes.
Yeah.
Rock can't come up with the puck. It's slapped around behind the net, and Kreider chasing after it. Gets to center and cleared it in, but that went too far, and that's another icing. It's just an errant pass this time. It was intended for Stepan.
Now the Sabres just trying to keep things to the outside here. You see Steve Ott, he came across, and he just kind of not really being that aggressive to take the man. He just kind of facing him off to the outside, just trying to cut him off, allowing him to run out of room. And when that happens, you try to force a pass that's not there. It goes down the ice for the icing.
Front of the net, the shot gets knocked down as it was taken by D'Agostini. Myers holding it in. He gets it in deep. Shoveled around on the boards again. D'Agostini digging for it, but it's taken away and cleared by Stepan and on to center ice. And a long pass doesn't connect, but there'll be no icing this time. Hook high in the air out to Ott. Ott coming away, hits the Ranger line. He dumped it off on the boards. D'Agostini to Ott again. D'Agostini gets it back and rolls it around behind the Ranger net. Buffalo changing. The Rangers, John Moore comes to center. He fed it ahead, but it's taken away by Ennis. Ennis kicks it up onto his stick and gains Ranger territory. Ennis getting it over the line. Digs in, cleared it in front of the net, and it's kicked away by Lundqvist. Go back into the corner, around to the boards, held in with McBain's shot that just misses. Sent into the corner, Richards tipped it around behind his net. And it's around to the boards, Ferguson's trying to hold it in, he does, at least momentarily again. Shove it along the wall, Adam whacking away at it, they're all chopping at it, finally it goes out to center ice. McBain being chased back into the corner by Callahan, gets away from it. Up on the wing, Ennis flipped it ahead, and it bounced back in the other direction. Recovered by Ehrhoff. Ehrhoff has it again. Rangers in the midst of a change, but they recover the puck as Buffalo is trying to change now. And Adam hints to the bench, and it's cleared in by Hagelin. Hagelin turning in the corner, feeding it around behind the net. Ehrhoff got in front of Pyatt. Got it up on the boards, but not out. Pyatt digging after it again. Polino's on him. Shot back in behind the goal. Rangers recovering and keeping it in there. To the point it comes. Girardi fanned on it, but it came in front. Backhand shot, and Miller makes the save. 2 in a row. Back to the point. Fired wide of the net and shot just wide after McDonough kept it in at the blue line. In behind the net to Hagelin. He got it out in front. Everybody misses it, and it goes back to Ranger territory. McDonough, long pass to center, broken up and scooped in by Polino. Girardi gets it ahead. That's going to be recovered by Pezic. Pezic then lost it. Rangers keeping it in. Pezic tried to steal it back, can't do it. Kept in by New York, fed back into the corner by Brassard. And tipped up on the wing, and Buffalo starts away. Now rolled in by Stafford. Stafford getting held up, trying to charge after it again. Went behind the net. Stafford still fighting for it. Strowman knocked it out to center. Buffalo rolling it along the boards. It's tapped right back in again. And across to Strowman, who sends it to the Buffalo line and over. That's knocked down, but chasing in after it, Dominic Moore. He gets dumped along the wall. Chipped off the boards, not out, long shot, skitters wide of the net. Came out in front and drilled over top of the net. And a great chance for Boyle. Back to center. Goes to Strawman. Strawman eased it to the Buffalo line. That's broken up. Strawman gets it again. Strawman getting it over the line. Clears it in front. The shot knocked down the rebound. Miller makes a save again. In behind the net. Buffalo getting it back with a pass up ahead. And it's sent on to center ice. That flipped in as Stafford gets a bump on his way to the bench. Pass ahead. The Rangers get it in over the line, but stolen away by Leno. Leno cruises back through center on to Ott. Ott flipping it back to the blue line. McBain ripped a shot. And that goes off Leno and out of play behind the Ranger net. 5:17 to go. This is the second period. Rangers with a 1-0 lead.
The Sabres are trailing the Rangers 1-0 here with 5:17 left in the second period. Tyler Myers down right here, getting his skate on that shot by Dominic Moore. Prevent it from getting to Ryan Miller. At the other end, watch this one. Henrik Lundqvist using his helmet to deflect that puck up over the glass. And I would think at $59.5 million contract, I would suggest him not to do that. Protect yourself if you can.
That's why they got those masks on.
Is that right?
Yeah. He's increasing the value of it. He'll probably, put it up for auction.
I wouldn't want to risk it just in case they couldn't collect on the contract.
Leno turning in the corner. Leno trying to control it. Got it along the boards. Then has it taken away, and it's scooped high in the air through center. Buffalo bringing it back with a cross-ice pass that's kicked in over the line. D'Agostini can't control it. Knocked ahead again. Broken up at the blue line. Ehrhoff steering it ahead. And Leno drifts it to an open wing. Long pass to center is going to be recovered by Ehrhoff. He feeds it through the middle. That's intercepted. Bounce back in again. Chipped across ice. Knocked out to center. Leno starts away. Leno getting to the line. Kicks it in over the line. Gets taken out by Zuccarello, who worked it on to center ice. Pass up to Ott. Ott cruising around in his own end. And eventually leaves it back there, and it's flipped back and sent off to Ehrhoff. Up to Foligno. In over the line. Pass back to Foligno again. Shot right on! And the save is made by Lundqvist. And that's one of the reasons he got that big contract.
You are 100% right. He's quick. And they got the big glove out here. Nice job working their way up through the zone. Sabres get themselves. They did not turn away from an opportunity there. Foligno realizes he's got a man going to the net. That puck deflects off Danny Girardi's stick here, and it makes it a little difficult right there. But Lundqvist stayed right with it and made the big glove save.
Rangers slide it into the Buffalo end, though not go far enough for icing. Myers pulls away from Kreider. Myers back to center ice again. Ennis can't get free. Rangers come right back in with Nash jumping it across ice, slapped away by Myers. And he got it up on the wing. Ennis working it on to center. And it's broken up and rolled back into the Buffalo end, and it's recovered by Myers once more, who gets away from Stepan. On to Ennis. Ennis leaves it at the blue line. Kept in by Adam. Cut it in front of the net. Quick shot taken by Foligno, who was on his knees. He's drifted around on the boards and steered back into the Sabres' end. Hyatt couldn't get there in time. And recovered by Weber. Weber drifts it across ice. The pass comes up on the wing, and the shot is taken right on as Hodgson winds up and blasts it away. Around on the boards, Weber, he takes a shot that went off the leg and caroms all the way to center ice. Weber spinning it off the boards to Hodgson. Hodgson trying to fire it across ice, but his teammates were changing, and it flipped out to center. Now scooped ahead by Pyatt, but recovered by Weber. Weber drifts it up on the wing. In over the line is Stafford going to the net, and he gets knocked down by Stahl. Into the corner to Pouliot. Pouliot guiding it out to center. Rangers trying to come back again. Drifted in. Miller cranks it up, sends it to the blue line, but not out. And it bounces across ice and is scooped on to center to Hodgson. Hodgson gaining the line. Back to Molson. Molson chipping it behind the goal. Stafford comes up with it. Stafford rolls it back in behind the net to Molson again. Molson trying to get away. He's still got it. Feeds it back in beside the goal. It's recovered by the Rangers. Dribbled to the corner, but kept in by McCain. Off a skate, and then over the stick of Kalinder and back down into the Buffalo end. Less than 2 minutes to go in the period. Long pass to centers. Picked off by Dominic Moore, who blasts one right on. And Miller's going to hang on to it.
Since 1999, the Sabres have won over 500 games.
And Cellino and Barnes has won over 20,000 cases for our clients. If you need our help, give us a call.
Well, the face-off is going to be deep in the Buffalo end. And Richards will take it for the Rangers against Ots. Dragged free and slipped out to center ice. Ott tried to steal it back, can't do it. Kalinder can. On to center, broken up by New York. Kalinder's got it once more. They work it to Myers. Myers using the boards, got it ahead, and it's chopped on in deep. Henry. Now it's cleared around on the boards, and the Rangers will bring it back again. The pass to Callahan. Callahan in over the line, blasts one right on, and Miller swallows it up.
Well, Ryan Callahan just taking that puck wide and realizing he's not going to have any opportunity to try to penetrate into the middle. Doesn't waste an opportunity. He's got a man going through. He's got Richards. He's trying to get that puck through to the net. If not scoring, he's looking to try to create a rebound for Richards flying through.
Adam will head to the bench. Rangers keeping it in. Shot knocked down in front. Where the heck is it? I guess it's underneath Weber. And Weber wasn't too happy. He was being held to the ice, so he got up and rather rudely tossed the nearest Ranger to the side.
Here's Mike Weber right in front. And he's just going to take Kreider when he comes through to the net. He gets knocked down initially. That puck deflect, you seen it, went up over into the meshing and out of play.
I sure didn't see it. Rolls back into the circle, tipped around behind the net. Kreider going after it. Kreider slides it back into the corner. Kreider going after it again, trying to dig it free. Attempted to jam it out in front, but Miller was wise to that move and covers up. And we have 61 seconds remaining in the period.
Yeah, Ryan doing a nice job hugging that post, not allowing that wraparound or getting that puck to the front of the net. Puck down low, he just tried to turn, fire to the front of the net, but you see Ryan with his skate tight to that post and his pad. There was no way that puck was getting through.
Rangers winning the draw, back to the point it comes, dropped off to Zuccarello. Zuccarello, the return pass, takes a shot off the goal post, and it went behind Miller and out the other side. Now poked off the boards, but the Rangers hold it in again, trying to clear it in front. Molson steals it away. Molson getting it out to center ice. And back is Stralman. Stralman looking to gain the neutral zone and dump it in, and he does. And he hit the linesman. Now the Rangers bring it in with Callahan. Headed in front. And it's chopped wide by Richards. And play has been whistled down.
And New York come very close. Right here, Zuccarello takes that shot. And it goes right off Ryan's left shoulder, from his shoulder to the crossbar. And luckily it stays out right here off his shoulder, up to the crossbar, and out the other side. That was very close here with 26.1 seconds left in the second period. Billy Leno and Mike Richards going at each other here.
A little disagreement. That's settled when Richards goes to the bench, at least momentarily. Now brought in over the line. Here's Leno. Oh, and he couldn't get his shot away after he got the goaltender down. Buffalo keeping it in. Myers steering it onto the corner. Leno loses control. Pouliot didn't get it out. And it's finally dribbled out over the line and called, and now a tripping penalty is being called against the Rangers. Pouliot goes.
That was a good shift. Ville Leino not able to get control of that puck when he got in the opening, getting in on Lundqvist. But then he just continued to stay with the puck, working it down the wall. Right here. Pouliot takes his feet out from underneath him as Ville's trying to get back to that puck. And with 3.9 seconds, this period will be over.
Capital on the boards, and indeed this period is over.
Well, a much better period by the Sabres. They've cleaned up their own zone. They never gave up the big opportunity as much as they did in the first period, and they started doing a lot better work in the offensive zone.
It's a tight one, and when the third period, I beg your pardon, gets underway, the Sabres will have the bulk of a full power play, 1:57 remaining in the Pouliot penalty. But the visiting Rangers, the team in the lead in this moment, by the narrowest of margins, 1-0. Well, like a darn near whole power play here. 1:57 left in the Pouliot penalty to begin this period.
Yeah, they get good fresh ice and hopefully a plan to come out with.
Sure, we talked about it. Now the Rangers will fire it in, and Miller will trap it behind the net. Ehrhoff to collect it and bring it back again. Ehrhoff scoops it in deep. Stafford races in after it. Stafford got it around the board. Girardi broke it up. It's tapped around and picked up by Hagelin and speared down into the Buffalo end. Ehrhoff to catch up with it again. The Rangers make a couple of changes. Buffalo stands pat for the moment. Ehrhoff to center. Drags it in over the line, puts on the brakes, and now leaves it there for Ennis. Ennis tried to get it back to Ehrhoff, but it's broken up, and Callahan bounces one. Miller had to be careful with that. Miller to Myers, back around behind the net to Ehrhoff. Ehrhoff heads to the bench and leaves it for Myers. Myers will rifle it in. Kicked around on the boards, and again the Rangers steal it away and fire it back down. And Buffalo ineffective so far with this man advantage opportunity that has 40 seconds left in it. Myers gets to center, and then his pass is stolen away and finally taken back by McBain. Leaves it to Myers. Got it on to center ice, rolled in over the line, but it went behind D'Agostini, and he's cleared out to center again, and the fans are not appreciating this effort on the power play for Buffalo, which is barely seeming to get across center ice. Finally, McBain flips it on in. In behind the net, McDonough slides it back the other direction to Boyle as Rangers return to full strength. Mott tried to steal it away, but instead it's going to be scooped up in the air to center. That's knocked down and belted right back in again by Peasant. McDonough looks to come out. His pass up the middle is deflected in by Hagler. Back to center for Buffalo again. But then an offside call coming up against the Sabres. They have to tag up. And it goes on to Nash. Nash will feed one in wide of the net. Taken back by Weber. He rolled it off the boards and leaves it there to Ennis. Ennis darting away to center. Got it in over the line. Jurgensen's trying to control it as he goes to the corner. Richards gets it back again. He spears it ahead. And it's flipped to center. Richards after it again. Broken up by Adam. 3 minutes into the third period. Rangers recovering and sending it on to the Buffalo blue line, but that's stolen back. And Kalender could not get away. Flipped in wide of Miller. A penalty there on Callahan, who grabbed the stick of McCormick and threw it into the corner. Now rolled in over the line. Scott got it across ice, and Hudson couldn't work it back in front. Got back into the corner again. Capital on the boards. Net in behind the net. Hodgson battling with Strowman. They go to the boards together. Hodgson fell. Scott came over to take out Callahan. But it's brought back in, and Zuccarello's shot went wide of the net. And he fell down. Rangers trying to work it in front. That's broken up by Stafford. And on to center ice for Hodgson. Hodgson tried to feed it through. Intercepted. Rangers coming back again with a pass. Over the line it goes to Brassard. He got it in front. And Hyatt failed to connect on it. Pass up the center. Rolled on in by Molson. Molson charging into the corner. Hodgson gets involved. But the Rangers come up with the puck and get it up on the wing to Pyatt. Pyatt then jams it in over the line. Hagelin was already in there. It's an offside. The Canisius College Student Surge, brought to you by the Canisius Masters in Sport Administration. You can find out more at canisius.edu.
Well, you wonder why Callahan threw McCormick's stick in the corner. Watch this. Boom. Hits him right in the stomach. You can hear Ryan Callahan right here in front of the bench. And that's when he got the stick and he ended up throwing it into the corner.
Well, that should have been 2 penalties then, right?
Yep.
Indeed. Puck is cleared to center ice, bounces high in the air. Pysyk slapped it out and recovered by Weber. Weber looks for a pass up the middle, but it went behind Leno. And Lundqvist steers it in behind the net. Fed up on the wing and out to center ice again. Pysyk. His pass got it in over the line to Leno. Leno looking for an open man. Still controlling it. Wheels it across ice. Kept in there with a shot that's cleared to the corner by Lundqvist. Well, he poked out it on the boards again. Whip back to the point. Weber fires one that goes wide. Pysyk charges in. He's got it. Rolled it in behind the net. Sabres keeping the Rangers in there. Now it's shot by D'Agostini. It's knocked away the rebound. And another whack at it. It's cleared off into the corner. Finally picked up but not out. Buffalo keeping it in. Long shot in front of the net. Oh, and Ott dropped it back. And it comes down and is cleared right in front of the net again. Goes back into the corner to Ott. Ott back to the point. Pysyk lines up. He blasts one right on. And Lundqvist will hang on to it. And now the sticks come up in front of the net. And Steve Ott again in to help out his teammates.
And once again, Dominic Moore giving guys shots. But the Sabres had some good opportunity here on this last shift. Billy Leno does an excellent job with the puck this whole shift, making things happen. But you see the defenseman, Pysyk, right up in the play. Billy Leno continuing going to the net. And they're making things happen because of it. And you got Steve Ott in front of the net right here, giving Lundqvist a little shot. Not able to find that puck quick enough. And when he does, he tries laying it back to his backhand, hoping there was somebody there. But all that was there were Rangers.
Buffalo has the only 2 shots on goal here in the 3rd period. And that slides down the ice. Zuccarello chasing after it. Myers gets there first. Down into the corner. Richards back to Zuccarello. Rangers all over him, but Zuccarello still has the puck. And leaves it to Callahan. Callahan trying to get away. It squirts off into the corner. And out to center ice it comes, and Innes runs into his man, and down went Zuccarello. That's all right, they can look each other in the eye anyway. Now Foligno tried to slide it along the boards. Strowman takes it away. Strowman with a pass that doesn't connect, but there'll be no icing. And it's left for Myers. Myers sliding it all the way to center ice, picked up by Hodgson in over the line. He tries to get away from Stepan, and the net is knocked away. 13:22. That's the time remaining in the 3rd period with the Rangers a 1-0 lead. The Connors and Ferris replay. Western New York's workers' comp attorneys committed to serving Buffalo and Rochester's injured workers.
Well, the reason for this face-off, here's Drew Stafford on the right of your screen. He's just going to drive through, and he's going to get tied up with Kreider, going right to the net. And then they both end up knocking the net off its moorings. Right here. And the whistle goes. Cody Hodgson was battling on the opposite side of the net for the puck. but Drew wanted to make sure he got himself in good position into the net.
Oh, in front of the net, and Stafford couldn't knock it down. Stafford keeping it in there, trying to get it to Molson. Stepan will take it in behind the net and get it up on the wing. Long pass through center ice. Bounces to the Buffalo line, and a shot right on goal, and Miller shoveled it away. Pass ahead and on to center ice. Hodgson. Here's Hodgson getting it over the line. Here's Hodgson backhand. Oh, and he didn't get a shot on goal. And rolled into the corner. Play is called, and a tripping penalty coming up here.
Now Cody made the right move.
Boy.
But Lundqvist, stays right with him, keeps that pad out. And now Cody's going to the box here for tripping. Play's gonna work up. Cody does a nice job coming up with the puck, taking it to the net. He pulls it to the backhand. All he had to do is get it up, but Lundqvist was out so high on the crease, he just had nowhere to go. He ran out of room here when he goes to do the backhand, and Lundqvist gets that right leg out. All he had to do is maybe hang on to it a little longer and go around Lundqvist. So he would have had 2-3 feet of the net, right here, and then Nash comes back to get the puck and pulls him down.
So what appeared to be a great scoring opportunity for Buffalo turns into a power play for the Rangers. And it's flipped and sent down the ice by Myers. Left there for Richards. Brad Richards getting it up on the wing. Sent in over the line by Brassard. Taken back by Kalinder. Recovered by Stafford. Now it comes back to the point. Richards holding it in. Richards fakes his shot. Off to Callahan. He drills it across ice and it comes off the boards. And is tapped up in the air, but not out of the zone. Rangers keeping it in. Back in behind the net again. Myers whacks at it. And it's ripped in front of the net. Kept in there to Brassard. Back to the point. Richards clears it across ice. Rangers to Richards again. Richards works it along to the hash marks. Hangs onto it, looking for an open man. He looks to shoot. Miller cleared it away. Richards up with it again. Less than a minute remaining in the penalty. Banked off the boards to Zuccarello. He keeps it in. Put beside the score. Finally rifled into the side of the net as the shot was taken by Richards, and the Rangers capitalize on the power play to take a 2-0 lead.
There was excellent puck control by the Rangers once they gained the zone. And you're going to just see them just show patience, hanging onto the puck, waiting for something to open. Callahan continues to work to the front of the net. But Brassard gets the puck, and when he takes it off the wall, he draws everybody across, and he just throws it right down low to Richards on the goal line, or just above the goal line. And he's able to put it right over the top of Ryan's glove. He had it tucked into his side, and he got it just over the top of it.
And the Rangers have bumped their lead up to a pair. Hesic had it around on the board. Slapped at, but not out by D'Agostini, and now taken by Leno. Leno kicked it ahead, couldn't get anywhere, and finally loses possession, and the Rangers bring it back in. Nash guns a shot that's right on. Leno flipped it to center, breakaway chance. Here's Ott going in on goal, shoots. Oh, and Lundqvist makes the save.
Now Steve Ott's complaining to the referee here, thinking that he got slashed going down the ice, but nevertheless, no call and no goal. Does a nice job picking this puck up, skating full speed, and he gets Lundqvist coming across, but he's able to stay right with him. And Lundqvist is a little deep in the net. He's staying inside the blue. And he just kind of comes across, gets his checks up on it for the save.
Shot by Ehrhoff's right on, and Lundqvist will hang on to that one.
Now they've got to start shooting the puck even more here, being down 2, 10:48 left. in this third period. They got to find some offense somewhere.
Rangers come up with the puck, and it's brought on to center ice. Callahan steering it in. Callahan after it in behind the net, left it to Boyle, but it's stolen away. And Buffalo's Hudson coming back again. Hudson rolls it in over the line. Stafford couldn't get a shot away. Wrap around, and it's deflected wide of the open side of the net. McBain, he rifles one that goes into the other corner. Stafford moves up to get it around to Molson. Molson attempting to find an open man, sends it back to McBain with a blast. That caromed off a leg. Molson keeping it in there. Molson after it again, swings it back to the point. Deflected right in front of the net. That's chopped away. Ehrhoff is shot. Right on again and kicked away. And finally whipped out to center by Dominic Moore. McBain brings it back in. Hudson a blast, and he ripped it just wide, and that goes all the way back down into the Buffalo end. Miller scoots it around into the corner. Sabres coming back with a pass that went all the way to center. That is broken up by Hagelin. Hagelin getting it over the line. His shot ends up in the net. In behind the net with 9.5 to go. Here in the third period, the Rangers have scored the only goal in the period and a 2-0 lead. Henrik Lundqvist appears bound and determined to prove he deserves that big contract that his agent Don Meehan negotiated for him. He's come up with some huge saves in this hockey game tonight on Buffalo Sabres, who had opportunities to get in, including a couple of breakaways or partial breakaways, but Lundqvist was there to put up the fence on every occasion, and as a result, it's a 2-0 count for the Rangers. Delzato steers it on into the corner. Sticked around the boards, came in front of the net, knocked free and sent up the middle. Ennis coming away. Ennis getting it in deep. Foligno charges in after it. Slapped at it along the wall. Kept in there by Adam, but then it went off his stick and out to center ice. Adam tried to come after it again, can't do it, and gets taken out of the play by Hagelin. Miller taps it back into the corner with 9 minutes to go here in the third period. Up to center, Adams slapping it in, and he steps up. Lundqvist rolls it around in the glass and back to the Buffalo blue line. Myers across ice. Rolled on in by Talinder and taken back by Stahl. Myers steals it away, got it in front, backhand right on Myers, walks out of the can. He was on his stomach on the ice, but again, Lundqvist comes up with the stops.
I'll give him credit for effort. He was in there and he was laying down. He still was trying to use the stick to get that puck past Lundqvist. D'Agostini just throws this puck to the net. Tyler Myers is following in. He got one opportunity, and the second one, Lundqvist was just able to freeze the puck from there. But a nice job by D'Agostini getting the puck to the net. Tyler Myers right in on top. You want to see the D involved here for this last 8.5 minutes to try to generate something.
McDonough flipped it around into the corner. Callahan didn't get it out. Sabres keeping it in. Now it goes on the boards again and finally out through center and down the ice. Myers catches up with it. Myers trying to pull his way free, and he does. Myers to center, brings it in over the line, gets it in deep. Rangers attempting to work it out and do up to center. Kick free by Callahan. Ehrhoff cut him off. Ehrhoff got a pass ahead. Leno across it goes now to Stafford. Wheels it in over the line. Came in front of the net. He flicked it. Oh, and somehow Lundqvist got a piece of the deflection and tapped it wide of the net. Back to the point it comes all the way out to center ice. Ehrhoff couldn't catch up with it. Christian Ehrhoff again got it up on the wing. It's fed in over the line, and Hudson is clearly offside.
Well, you talk about Henrik Lundqvist. He's in the groove. This shows it right here. It's going over his shoulder.
Did
And
another one with his head.
Yeah, he uses the right arm to knock it up and over the crossbar. He's in a bad position here, but he still recovers enough to knock that puck over. It didn't get over by much. It got over.
Buffalo trying to get it out with a pass that goes all the way to center and is left for Hudson. Hudson over the line, dropped it back to Stafford. Stafford took his shot, went off the leg and stalled. Punched around on the board. Stallman has it taken away by Hudson, getting it back to McBain. His shot hit Hudson. Hudson with it again to the point. Cleared into the corner, out in front of the net. Back to McBain. McBain takes a screen shot that doesn't get there. Stafford tried to get it in front to Hudson, but he couldn't control it. And the Rangers will start away by sliding it in and chasing in after it with his shot right on is Brassard. And Miller traps it and hangs on to it.
Yeah, the Sabres are getting the puck to the net, but not generating anything from it. Ryan Miller comes down to the other end. He gets one shot. He's not taking any out chances. He's going to freeze the puck to get some fresh troops out there. But he doesn't want to take any chances, give anything up here, being down 2.
Adam couldn't get it out, goes after it again and slips it out to center ice. John Moore flipped it right back in again. Now sent all the way through the middle and John Moore getting it up ahead to center. That was broken up by Pezic. Kreider dropped it off. Pass to Moore. Back in his own end. On to center and spun on in by Stepan. 6 minutes to go in the third. Pezic got it up on the wing. It's helped in by Foligno. Left by Girardi. He got it off the boards to Zuccarello, who couldn't get away. And Buffalo's going to be whistled down on an offside with 5:48 to go here in regulation and a 2-0 Ranger lead. Not at all sure that Tyler Ennis has ever got a Karuba collision before, but he gets one tonight as he runs into Matt Zuccarello. He just swats him away like a pesky gnat and carries on with the puck. Make the right decision. Insist on Karuba Collision, the official collision repair centers of the Buffalo Sabres.
Pesky gnat.
I'm not so sure if Matt's has ever been described as a pesky gnat before, so he has not. Well, they're much the same size, the two of them.
Oh, they really are.
Dribbled in over the line. McCormick couldn't catch up with it. It flipped out and sent to center ice. Drifted over to Myers. Myers pass. Got it on to Leno. Leno looking for skating room. He cuts through the middle and then ran almost into Myers. Myers takes it back again. Myers, he legs it ahead and spins it in over the line, but right onto Zuccarello's stick. McDonough wheels one as far as center. And Zuccarello getting it over the line, takes the shot, he scores! Zuccarello, the pesky gnat, has made it 3-0.
Well, he beats Ryan Miller here. Glove side. And what's going to happen? Just as he goes through to take that shot, the first initial shot, the stick was out. And it prevented from taking this shot right here, Henrik Tallinder. And I think it threw Ryan Miller off a little bit. And then when he regained the puck, right here he sticks the stick out and it slows down the shot, the stick motion, and it threw Ryan off just a little bit and he was able to beat him glove side. He overplayed it because of that delay in the shot.
So the Rangers now with a 3-0 edge here in the third period and 5 minutes to go on the clock. Trying to jam another one in the short side, but it's going to be trapped by Miller and he'll hold on to it.
And Ryan was not happy with that goal. It was one of the few times this year when you actually seen him just kind of shaking his head because he knew that caught him.
Looked ahead and out to center ice, too far for Stafford, and on it goes to Hagelin. He'll slide it in deep. went right back to center ice, and Stahl taps it back. Rangers managing to keep it in. Hagelin with a screen shot, kicked away by Miller. Tapped around on the boards again and dumped back in by the Rangers. And they've got the Sabres on their heels at this moment. Flipped by Brassard in behind the net. Pouliot going after it. To the point it comes. On to Brassard. Brassard tried to set up for a shot. Comes all the way back to the point. Takes a shot, and Miller will grab it and hang on to it. Don't miss Rob Ray on WGR 550. He'll take you inside the locker room and give you a player's view when he joins Schopp and Bulldog game days at 4 o'clock on the home of the Buffalo Sabres, WGR Sports Radio 550.
Now, thank goodness we're not on tomorrow. Talk about this one.
Well, you're not.
Nope.
Delzato, long shot from the point. Miller steals that away. Around behind the net, back into the corner. Got around on the boards and dribbled ahead to Scott. Scott getting it up on the wing. Keswick worked it in over the line. Kick back out to center. Keswick gets it back again. On to Weber, who got it up on the wing, and that's helped in. And then Foligno bumping along the boards with Stefan. Fed to center ice. Broken up. Buffalo bringing it back in again with Ott. Ott takes a shot. And Lundqvist will hang on to it.
Well, Henrik with 3:22 left, just going to hang on to that puck. He doesn't even realize where it was. So he does not take any chances. The Sabres got to come up with something here in this last 3:22. Positive. They got to score a goal. They got to have something that they can take away from this game and they can build on leading into the weekend.
Girardi flips one through the middle, and it's scooped off the boards and taken back by Kalinder. Tries to roll it ahead, up ahead to Ott, but it went behind him. And McDonough swings it off the glass to center ice. 3 minutes left on the clock. McDonough's got it again. Trying to get it to Boyle. Boyle will chip it in. The thing the Rangers are worried about now is the shutout for the goaltender, I guarantee you. Leno sliding it up on the wing. And it's fed on to center ice. Brought in over the line. Kept in there by Ott. Ott chips it back in front. Ehrhoff took his shot right on, and Lundqvist on his knees will manage to stop that one.
Well, it's Miller time. Brought to you by Miller Lite. And we're going to take a look at Rick Nash's goal. World-class player with a world-class move right here. That was a beautiful goal. Using full extension, getting that puck out and tucking it in between Ryan's right foot and the post.
And he's got a super large extension.
Yes, he does. And he uses it very well.
Well, Adam keeping it in to Girgensons in the corner. Tapped around on the boards. Callahan rolls it ahead and gets it to the Buffalo line. Scooped over to McBain. He'll feed it in. Lundqvist playing it behind the net. Comes it around on the glass. Kept in by Buffalo. The shot to score! Tyler Ennis ripped it into the corner of the net and ends the shutout bid for Henrik Lundqvist.
You can tell Lundqvist is upset with this one. He got slammed in the stick, but it's his own fault. Let his defenseman play these pucks. He got it up high on the glass, and it's going to come down, and nobody can control it. Tyler Ennis is the one that's going to get the puck, walk out from the goal line, and he puts it short side inside the post. And there he is. You see him looking up. Very upset. 2:05 away from a shutout.
And the Sabres now obviously will pull Miller if they get the opportunity, but the puck is in the Buffalo end. Tipped up on the wing to Stafford. And set right back into the Sabre zone. Weber has Hagelin all over him. Hudson poked it free behind the net, steers it on to Stafford, who comes down the wing. Miller heads to the bench. Stafford flipping it in deep. Lundqvist guides it around into the corner. Girardi takes a look. His pass goes through center. And tracking it down now for Buffalo is McBain. 1:20 to go with the Buffalo net wide open. Ehrhoff comes back. He drifted it in and chases in after it, but Stahl gets there first. Stafford trying to get away. Got it in front, and Hudson couldn't connect. Comes to the blue line. Kept in there by Buffalo. Shoveled down low by Leno. Flipped in behind the net to Molson. He can't control it. Then it rolls around on the boards and finally is broken up. And the Rangers come out with less than a minute to go on the clock. And the long shot bounces wide of the net. Nash fires it, and he sent it across ice. And it's cleared back through center. Right in over the line with Leno. Leno left it there. Hudson, shoots one. Fired it just wide. Kept to the corner. Jammed on the board. Kept in by Buffalo, but it goes wide of the net. Leno trying to steal it away in the corner. Leno knocked down by McDonough. Ennis steals it back, at least momentarily. Leno still on his knees. 20 seconds remain. Jammed in behind the net. Ennis chases. He got it out in front, but it's scooped away and sent to center ice by McDonough. 10 seconds remain. And picked up now by the Rangers, who will just feed it inside the Buffalo line. And that is going to end the hockey game here in Buffalo.
Well, the lack of offense once again hurts this Sabre team. The guys are their goal scorers on this team. They got to start looking at themselves and start finding a way to get the puck in the back of the net.
It's the biggest problem for the Sabres now is to start scoring goals, quite frankly, because defensively they're pretty darn good, but they lose this one tonight 3-1. And let's go to Brian Duff.
RJ, thanks. Their lone goal scorer is Tyler Ennis. He's a Moe's hot player by virtue of that goal in the late going, which ends the shutout run for Henrik Lundqvist, which was nearing 120 minutes this season against the Buffalo Sabres. In the end, however, he will have to settle for only one goal against and the 2 points, which again propels New York just ahead of the competition, which is very tight. I mean, the Metro Division's been pretty mediocre, but the Rangers are in a real dogfight right now with the Devils and the Flyers and even to a lesser extent the Hurricanes. So good for them to secure a road victory, but RJ and Razor just mentioned it. And maybe the irony is when they say so, Roby, the goal scorers have got to start scoring. Some would say, who are the goal scorers right now? That's the big thing. They've got to find which guys are going to be able to elevate their games offensively.
Well, I think they should know that by now. Certainly there's been enough games, and I think not only this season, but certainly his individual players where they've been over their careers. And to know either they have the hands to be able to do that or they don't. So that's part and parcel of what they're trying to work through right now, find out these players. And, you know, if you have to move them on, you move them on. You bring high goal scorers in or do what you have to do. Just get more offensive production because this is starting to be really repetitive.
It was just about back-to-back shutouts for the Sabres, which would have been very difficult to swallow. Nonetheless, 3-1 is your final.
Tonight's Sabres game is brought to you by New Era Cap, the official cap of the Buffalo Sabres.